Okay, I'm just making a quick video just to show kind of like few uh show like benefits and problems with some like full body calibrations or IK systems like so just quickly showing in here in VRChat uh on how uh like we know like all like full body like you got like the three trackers like two on your legs and then your hip. So to like snap into it, you have like like every time you load in the avatar, it brings you to that T pose. So you hit that calibrate. Oh, which by the way, I got it the old way where it's like the legacy on good. Like so you see my things in which I was hoping it does. It shows that. So yeah, you can see how I just lined myself. So yeah, that's what it is. There's a launch command I put in VRChat for it to go back like this. Because if I duck my head, like I bring myself down, like the character's going to stay in this static T pose. So I could pretty much move around where I want to perfectly line myself up to the character. Even use like play space if the ground's not lined up perfectly. And you actually don't need to put your arms out to the sides, by the way, to snap your. You actually could just put them down, and it always snaps the arms where they. Because it's to change that, you gotta change the rig basically. But so I just stand straight and hit triggers, and then boom. It like takes 2 seconds. And I'm doing a comparison, by the way, with VRChat to Neos. So in VRChat, you just if I even stand off on the side, I'm like, oh, whoops, I'm misaligned, and both my feet are this one tracker. Just recalibrate. It even pops the character right to your center where you were standing, and it's all aligned. Like there's no like shifting things around when it like just snapping in. It's if like something is just slightly out of rotation, like if I had my hips like this or something, and then now I'm standing straight. You just hit that recalibrate button, and then 2 seconds snapped in. That's what I like about VRChat's system of calibrating. You just hit a button, T pose, boom, done. It's really like I see a lot of people like about this too. Now, the problem with it is when you like sit down. So, like, my eye level, actually, my eye level is little off. Which, let me try. Let me see if I could fix that by changing user height. Yeah, it's probably closer actually. So now my eye level's here. So then the problem is see my eyes here, but when I look down, it's like it's not right. It's not the perfect rotation. My eyesight is not like attached to my head, which does make the character. So if I just look around like this, my character looks perfectly fine, especially standing up. But if I hold my hands around where my eyes are, you could see what's happening. Is there's like this shifted offset. And it gets even more worse when you sit down and like kind of lie down, like I'm looking in my chest, which let me disable my camera. Like, probably have to reset it up over there again, but just to show you. Let me see. Yep, you're looking through my eyes now. I could look in my body, and really, you shouldn't be able to do that. Like, even my character, if you see like on the mirror, should not be able to see inside my chest, but yet somehow I'm able to. And that's because in VRChat, the head is not connected to your character's head or whatever. And plus, I think the hips probably shift up and down or something a little bit when you like. Or I think they're most primarily, yeah. If anything, like VRChat's, the most positioned thing is. I feel like I'm slightly see, from sitting down, like I probably lost my calibration, and then just recalibrate. Boom. Once again. So now I'm gonna pop into NeosVR and show its benefits and then problem. Yeah, pretty much show the differences, which if you could get both of these problems correct, like, you could make the full body even better. So I'll just pause video and then head over there. Yeah, I gotta pause it. Okay. Now we're on NeosVR. Let me make sure. Yeah. I might just have it so, like, yeah, you just, because there is a camera thing, and it's, I'd have to remember how to use that. But so in NeosVR, one of the quick benefits is right away I don't need to do any setup. Which, by the way, when I lift my feet, my toes curl like this. Little fun customizing stuff you can do in this game. So my feet can look natural as I step. Also, sometimes it feels like the full body's even more one-to-one movement. But so the other benefit is I don't just easily look into my chest there. But the easy problem with this, let me see how do I look when I sit down? Be some scrunching, like I could get my feet to, which, yeah, I probably need to fix that. But a big problem with this is I'm just gonna break my whole full body here, but problem with it is how you T-pose in this. And to fix things is you have to grab this, shift these things around, and try to get it perfectly one-to-one snap, like how I was doing in VRChat. So this does have a T-pose calibrating, like you set your height, which I tried putting. This is like actually much shorter than I am, and I think it's like the height of where your eyes are. And it was me trying to get this character not having like sitting, because if I do my actual height, like it just bends with like its knees. So like, let me just, like, I'm 6'3", and see, does that. I look like a hunchback, just have like some serious back problem or so. And so apparently putting me like to 5'8" gets the feet straight. So now I'm standing upright. Like I might do not. Let me try like 5'9". Not much difference. Yeah, we just go with that. But so I try this. Yeah, it wants me to. So here's its T-pose. It's basically the same thing. I gotta set myself T-pose. I'm not sure if I need to like hold my hands up here. Let me try actually putting my hands down. But I try to perfectly line up. Snap into it. So yeah, I don't need to hold my hands out. But look what it did to the hips. Oh wait, it didn't even... Something didn't work. Let me try with just that. It apparently did not see my hips. Here. See, I have to even position my hips just so it registers as hips. It's another kind of... I think he needs it. I think that just can be fixed by like maybe editing the range or whatnot. Because it has like an auto thing of like... So if I like cross my feet, I could pretty much make it think that that's the left and right trackers. So it finds what's like in the range, and see, it's some reason it's thinking that's an elbow. It's like, no, that's not what that is. Why are you doing that? Here. Apparently I have to stand offset anyway, just and see it, and then it shifts everything, and now I'm back to being a hunchback. It's like this and so you have to use this editing ability. It's great and all that we can do that if there's like a little, but usually there's never like, and when there is a shifted problem, you just need to recalibrate again. So I guess for me, I kind of don't understand why there's a need for this amount of editing for your full body. However, I'm perfectly fine, because yeah, it has its benefits on if you have like some very unique kind of character that needs a little shifted editing of your full body, which, by the way, this is the top layer. There's another set of like calibrating now my avatar for the full body. But and especially if we want like all this shifting on the, also allowed to do it like on the head, because sometimes even the head needs adjusting, and the only way to do that is going in the character and moving. But yeah, that's the major problem, is like you try a T-pose and it just throws you into some weird pose. Like it doesn't snap really. It's not like as instant, or like not one-to-one precise as what VRChat does when you T-pose in there. It's not, and it doesn't take a 2-second button too. It's not like calibrate, snap, boom. So I really wish he could like, if Frooks can look at that and just make that change, or add to this. However, I do appreciate the amount of work that he is put, like even just with the full body, what he has like if you do get it all really set up right, it works very well. It has that benefit of like it does follow your head super closely. It does have that issue if your neck, like if my spine is a little, like right now my spine is a little kind of shifted here. And see, and so you could spend hours trying to like adjust this stuff and try to get it really, really close. And that's about like all you can do. And I think it really save all that adjusting if you simply, which is probably the only way to really get it perfectly centered how you want, is to have that calibrating of just snap and then don't move. Just snap right onto you how you're T-posing. And then you don't need to do the adjustment. And once again, you surely keep it like as an option if you really want to for any need. But now if I go to calibrate my avatar, the other problem is having the spine just too long or too, like you actually want the spine a little shorter than your other avatar. Otherwise, you have this look. So now I got a hunchback because I look up, because again, the head is primary. And so it doesn't care where your jointed head is turning. So if you don't get things really well lined up to your own spine, your character looks a little awkward at how he poses. So I'm not sure really what to look on that, other than maybe make an option so if you want the head to not follow your character's head, because once again I'm fine with how VRChat has it, where your eye line does shift off. It would get annoying, like, because in this game, like I could see my whiskers, like you could see your snout and stuff, and unless you don't want to put near clipping to like turn your own self invisible from that, you're going to end up seeing inside yourself just by shifting, like looking up and down a little bit. So that would be the problem if you did make it so. But yeah, once again, I would like a button or some option that maybe you want to have the head just off shifted just so your character looks normal. And not have to feel like because then I have to pull my hips down like this, to somewhat pulling down my head, just so when I look up, it's not scrunching my spine because things are disaligned. Because it's really hard to get perfect joint. Like probably the only best way I could do that is getting this exact rig on what he's using for this IK system, and then model my character right on top of that. And every game has their own rig and differences, and I'm going to just close out actually of that, because I don't quite want to save if I did mess something up, but there you go. That's the benefits and problems on each game that I see. And if you could fix like those problems, I'm not sure how to share it to VRChat on how they could probably see on some of their issues of like which I think it's like kind of known to at this point for them on that. So it's really hard to see how they try to go about fixing that anyway. And but yeah, in this one, you don't have the issue of like looking into your chest, and it actually has a much better. See, like, let me actually put myself, because in this game you have a simple fly mode and just whoop. And so in this game, lying down, I don't have weird, like, also the chest isn't like rotating in some very weird position that many times it does in VRChat, and I could lie down and be like straight. I guess like just because of how I rigged probably the character with its bones, and of course it's losing tracking of my hips, so it's going crazy. I still have that arch on the back, but that is how that's probably more so my rig doing that. Even does in VRChat, obviously. But if you get things lined up in Neos, it can probably fit and move even better than VRChat. But like I showed, it does have its problems with getting it to that fit. And I think a big improvement is just do a simple button that just simply one-to-one snap you to where you're standing. Just hit that button and then boom, you're done. That's what I'd really like to ask, like if Frooks has available time to look at that. But I do know, like I was saying, I appreciate like time that he's like the like all the dev team that's like putting all this work in Neos. That it's like it's so amazing how much they have made what VRChat or what NeosVR is, how it is came to be. Sorry, I'm just blanking out of talking. I'm not a big talker. But yeah. So I tend to ramble back and forth because I'm trying to cover all the stuff I'm thinking of what I wanted to say. So I'm sure they I do know that they have other priorities right now. So it could be a long while until they get around wanting to improve previous stuff that they've done already. And again, it's working very well enough that you can, with a little effort of fixing and working for, you do have to do it for each character too, and it is a one setup, like because that's the other kind of problem with it is, unless I put my trackers on exactly the same way every time, there's going to be some difference alignment and stuff. And that's why I'm fine, once again, of like in VRChat's method that you always just get in and snap right to it. And every time you change a character, you just T-pose snap into it. But yeah, there could be a very good convenience if you have all your characters, like I could just simply change to suddenly another character and it's still perfectly lines out, like this Hopkin Fennec Fox guy that I have here. I switch to him. I'm all prepared. Though my eye line on this guy is like really high up here. It's because this guy is like, and plus if I look down enough, I see that I'm like in the forehead of him. But yeah, it's because this guy's very chibi style and really hard to line anyway. Some point it'd be nice to get like animations, but like I'm sure that's not. They'll probably do that like far in the future, of like where you can like bring in like animated joints and because you know like in VRChat from Unity you have like the animations of the characters, so you do all the walk cycles or so. In here that's much different. It's all procedural stuff, so then your feet just pitter patter like very quickly around. And yeah. Oh yeah, and then there's this guy, which this guy I think is like a really good full body example, by the way. And suddenly he's all calibrated, or was calibrated. Yeah, it's like it's set to like each avatar when you save it. That's why there's two layers, like I was saying. Like the first one is where you're setting up the primary IK system following your full body, and then each avatar follows that. And so you edit on each avatar on where it's positioned on that top layer thing. And once you get all that set up, then each character you swap around is like that. But I would prefer, I wouldn't mind having to do that quick 2-second calibrate each time, if that allows me to just snap perfectly all the time. Because even with all the work I tried to do, there's still always some editing to try to like get it closer and closer. Someone said that the hips, maybe I think maybe the rotation of the hips are restricted. Yeah. Which I think a good way to tell is if I like lean sitting. Yeah, I'm not sure what it follows. Oh, you know what? I think it follows a rotation like of connection of your chest. So maybe it's really hard to tell because your hips can't. Well, of course, there's the twisting like this, but I'm trying to see. Maybe there is a difference. Maybe I'll just hop right back to VRChat and see that. How long my video? I really wanted this to be like, fine, whatever. It's a 30-minute video. I was thinking it'd be a 5-minute video. Like, snap, see this, and then... Sorry, I just like rambling on if I talk, and I just ramble on back and forth on things. It's how I talk. Like if I get to talking, like usually I actually prefer not talking because it's effort to talk. But yeah, someone mentioned this, and yeah, I am noticing there is not too much hip rotation. Like I am seeing some, it's especially very noticeable doing that, but like this way I don't see it doing what you expect. So maybe there is so that's probably another thing that if he wants to try to improve the full body, that hip rotation. Why is there not much hip rotation? It's a good amount of chest rotation, even though I don't have a tracker here. Does pretty well on that, which is interesting. Yeah, I think what that does Yeah, it's because when you rotate your chest, you're moving your head, and so with me just moving my head, you could, by the way, put like elbows, knees, and then the chest tracker. I heard the chest tracker just simply helps rotation of the chest. So it's like if you really want to go that extreme, you can, but like I'm not sure if it proves that much from what I heard. Certainly improves the elbows and knees because realistically, unless you track them, they easily offset. But that's if you want to spend even more money getting more trackers. You got to get like another 4 trackers, and you can imagine how expensive that is. But yeah, I'm gonna hop back to VRChat, and I'm gonna check one last thing. But yeah, NeosVR, I really like how far they're going, and grateful on the amount of work they put in this game. There's a lot of fun stuff in this game, and this is just full body stuff I'm showing in this video. So pause it. So, not quite yet. But back in VRChat here. Yeah, swap this to see VRChat. There you go. So back to here, and right away, yes, I did notice. So your hips rotate even more. So that's another thing. I guess nice someone pointed out, because I didn't even think of like looking at it that closely. It seemed to work very well. But yeah, that is another thing. I think it's because in VRChat, once again, the primary is hips. So it's going to follow your hips very precisely. In Neos, you can't exactly do like this pose very well, even though it's probably kind of a sassy pose. But you can't really dance like this in NeosVR. So that's another improvement. It'd be nice if they can look at that sometime. I'm not going to pressure on like whatever when he can, because once again they got priorities that much more important than trying to fix the full body. And when they fix those other things, then maybe they can go back and look into the full body. But yeah, see how nicely my hips move in here? You just dance like this. Let me just kind of end this video with me dancing like this. Let me position this camera like this again. There we go. Da 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 da. So, thanks everyone watching. I wanted to show some things on full body, and I guess I'll make a giant long video, because that's what I just do with making videos, is I just babble on and just make a long video that hopefully it's interesting for people to watch. Once again, this is a nice edit of texture from Karai Kitsune. I like this cute cheetah look. Like I kind of like both of them, and this one's just a fun like all the details of the spots and whatnot. But aside from that, okay, bye. I'm gonna stop video here. Hopefully this is good info on possibly improving full body stuff, and just really clarifying, showing how both games deal with full body. Let me just do that just so I can look into the camera. So take care everyone. do what I can on like rigging character. So far, I think I did pretty well on like the rig itself to fit with full body, which I'm glad that others think so too. And that mirror is kind of bothering me, just turning on and off there. But take care. Can't think of what else to say, but I'm just appreciative of the massive support for this character, by the way. It's just, which by the way, just recently, I'm allowing everyone just to just make public versions if you want. Like hopefully in the conditional, like, I'm not sure if you need to try to put it on the character itself, because there is, even my public versions don't have the link to the Discord. But if you can do it, at least in like the world or so, definitely appreciate linking the Gumroad page and the Discord link if you're sharing them publicly. But other than that, hope you all take care, and I guess see you next time. Come over here and stop the video.